Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of BNEWS Sports Hub. I'm your host, Anthony Matos. The winter season is back, and this month we got a chance to talk to the reigning Middlesex League champs, girls varsity basketball. We'll have a conversation with head coach Pam MacKay and captains Michela Giordano, Lily Sturdevant, and Alyvia Pena. We'll also have our player spotlight and Red Devil review with Robert Paris. That's all right here, right now, on this month of BNEWS Sports Hub. To jumpstart our discussion, we will offer you a little refresher of the team. We got a BNews Sports reporter, Robert Paris, for our Red Devil review.
Hey everyone, I'm BNews Sports reporter Robert Paris, and this is your Red Devil review. Let the winter games begin for the Red Devil athletes at Burlington High School. The full slate of games are back after a modified season earlier in 2021. Looking back at last season, a number of girls' varsity teams went undefeated. One of them made it to a championship game. Girls varsity basketball. The team finished with a 12-0 record and were named the Middlesex League champions. During the modified season, the girls competed in 12 games and played teams in their own league twice. Burlington beat Wilmington, Stoneham, Wakefield, Melrose twice, and Watertown once, and finished those games with a 9-0 record. During the playoffs, the ladies had home field advantage and hosted the Reading Rockets, where they won by 10 points, 36-26. They then faced Wakefield for the third time as it had a nail-biting win of 29-27. Finally, it came down to the Middlesex League championship game against the Arlington Spy Ponders. Burlington, once again, had an edge-on-your-seat kind of game as they won by 3 points, 43-40. The 2021 seniors from the team were Marina Callahan, Megan Murphy, Sydney Pavo, Natalie Barucci, and Shannon Borby. This season, head coach Pam MacKay is getting the team into the rhythm again by preparing the girls for a full 18-game season. Mask requirements will still be in place for all indoor sports, and in addition, spectators are being welcomed back after not being able to attend last season. With the season underway, MacKay is excited to see her captains, Alyvia Pena, Michela Giordano, and Lily Sturdevant strive for excellence as they take charge as the team leaders for the 2022 season. Even though the ladies experienced an undefeated season last winter, they are not letting up and are looking forward to the games. And that is all for your Red Devil review. I'm Robert Paris. Back to you, Anthony.
I'm here with the head coach of the Burlington High School Lady Devils, Coach Pam MacKay. How are you today, Coach?
I'm doing well, thank you.
That's good. How long have you been head coach for this team?
This will be my 12th season as the head coach.
Season. How'd you get the opportunity?
I was the JV coach for 2 years, and in my third season, about a month before the season started, the position opened up, and the current seniors that year went to Mr. Gillis and asked if I could be the coach, and we went through the process, and that's how I ended up here.
Just talk about the return of the winter season, finally playing basketball in the winter instead of the spring.
So we did play in the winter last year. It's just that our season was restricted. So going from only 3 practices a week last year and playing on Saturday mornings, now back to the practice every single day and 2 games a week. I definitely want to be aware of that transition for the kids, not just physically, but also just mentally, making sure that they can stay focused during that time and that it's positive and they're getting something out of it.
What's it like to have a full season again after the short season?
I thought it would be a harder adjustment, but you do kind of get right back into it. It's what you were used to in the first place, so it's nice to have more time to really work with them, and we need that this year. We have a majority new team, so having more practice time will definitely be beneficial.
So the mask mandate is in place, just talking about having to wear them again.
You know, obviously last year we wore them. I think it was easier last year just because it was new. I think this year there's definitely for all of us kind of a fatigue attached to it. So you can see that it would be easier not to wear them at this point. And also having a full gym again, having fans again, I think that there might be some communication issues. Whereas having an empty gym, it was much easier to communicate with them on. So, but I'm pretty loud. I don't think they'll have trouble hearing me, and hopefully they'll be able to communicate on the floor.
So fans are back in the stands. Just talk about last year, how you didn't have them this year. that transition?
Yeah, I mean, I talk about last year's seniors a lot. I do feel bad for them that they weren't able to kind of have the celebration. I think Mick already mentioned it, that really you hope for, right? You know, when you win a championship, you envision like your family being able to come down from the stands and give you a big hug and tell you they're proud of you. And instead we had to do that for each other. So I think it'll be nice, regardless of the wins and losses and what the results are, just to know that your family is there and they can support you and see your friends in the stands. I think it just holds a different weight.
How many seniors graduated in 2021?
So we graduated 5 seniors last year.
So talk about the 2021 undefeated season. How did that feel?
It, again, very interesting to go through a season where you didn't know if you were going to get the next day. So it actually allowed us to kind of shift our mentality to focusing in the moment. We're going to get what we can out of today and hope for the best for tomorrow. And I think by doing that, it allowed us to not worry about going undefeated. By being in that moment, that aspect of the season kind of took care of itself. So to complete that, we knew we were capable of doing it. So to have them complete that as a whole was great for them.
So you guys beat Lexington in the Middlesex League Championship.
Arlington.
Yep. Arlington. I read that wrong.
Yep.
I saw league in Arlington and I'm like, Arlington,
I've done
Lexington.
that.
Just talk about going into that game. What was your mentality?
Well, we knew the year before we actually had a great game with Arlington where they shot over 60% from 3, and ultimately that was the decision making in that game. It was a single-digit loss, and so we knew if they're going to be on, it's a tough battle. But we also knew that we had the skill and, I mean, just the team chemistry last year. I thought they worked so well together in their roles. So we knew it was going to be a close game because their style of play was different from ours. But our defense carried us the entire season, and that continued to be the case in that championship game. We held them to, I think, 40 points. So that was really the key throughout the whole season.
How does the team look this year?
I'm excited about the team this year. So because we graduated 5 seniors, we actually only had 5 players return. So more than half our team this year is new. And that includes upperclassmen. So it's a really interesting dynamic to have so many new people, and normally your new kids are underclassmen, and that's not the case. So it's been fun this week just to see them, how they interact with each other, how they're creating that chemistry, how they're molding together. We have 3 seniors who are all pretty awesome in terms of just communicating, getting along with kids in different ways. So I really like both what we have returning and then these new pieces that are coming in.
How many athletes are on the roster?
So we have a full 12-person roster.
Who are your captains and how are they going to lead this year?
So the team voted for Pena, Michela, Giordano, and Lily Sturdevant for our captains this year. And what's kind of nice is that they are a combination where kind of each one provides something different from the other. Lily tends to be more quiet than the other 2, but she's very much someone who can relate to these younger kids. This is her 4th year on the team, so she can really kind of be a role model for them of how to stay the course and how to listen, get better, and earn those roles as you go. You know, Mick is your grit kid. She does all the little things on the floor. She's always at full speed all the time, and she's just your energy. And then Liv, this is her sport. This is what she loves. She's already a 2-time All-Star coming into her junior year. And so she's very vocal. She's very good about trying to explain and teach basketball on the court. So they each kind of balance each other and provide something different, which is necessary in your leadership.
What are some of the strategies you teach the girls at the practices?
So obviously, I mean, you have X's and O's, but I think the really big thing when we look at a lot of these kids is they are talented. Kids now are running clinics, they're going to camps, they're playing year round. So when it comes to your talent and your skill set, they can run through a million drills and look great. So it's really getting them to just read what's happening on the floor and learning each other's tendencies and finding that chemistry together. So as much as we're obviously doing X's and O's, a lot of this week and next week are building that chemistry, getting on the same page, learning each other's tendencies so that in the flow of the game, we're making choices collectively.
So as of now, you play Stoneham on the 14th. What are you looking forward to as the season gets underway?
So obviously, again, more than half the team is new. You know, Liv is a returning starter. She's our only returning starter, but we have other pieces who played a lot of minutes who will come back. So it's really just about day one. It's always just competing. Are we getting better every day? Are we melding more every day? And what's that body language look like? What's that energy look like? And as long as we're competing, the end result will take care of itself depending on who we're playing.
Talk about some of the opponents you're going to have on your schedule this year.
So we play in the Freedom Division. So even though we do crossovers with the large, we play the Freedom Division twice. And we know this year Wakefield has the majority of their team coming back. They're going to be the team that you're looking to beat in our division. They're a guard-heavy team, very aggressive, shoot a lot of threes. And then your next team is probably going to be Watertown, where you have the Lambeau sisters. One's a forward, one's a guard. Much more of a physical game against them. Stoneham has some good shooters. They've got a good post player. They're pretty well-rounded. So we know that we're going to have different matchups depending on who we're playing. But again, based on what we have and who we have, I think that we can be competitive any night. And I do expect us to get some wins based on what we have collectively.
What's your favorite part of it, being the head coach of this team?
So this year's going to be totally different, but for me, the best part of coaching is really having kids come in as freshmen and sophomores. Usually they're a little timid, regardless of what their skill set is. And then by the time they're seniors, having that comfort level where they trust me, they feel like they can come to me, and because of that, they've gotten something more out of this than just basketball wins and losses, that there's a sense that they have grown as people and that they know how to interact with those around them respectfully without it mattering what their role is.
Who's stepped up on the team so far?
Well, so it's always great to see what the seniors do when they first come in. So it's been really nice. For Mick, you get the energy out of her every single day. She's really providing what I expected her to, but she's also attacking the basket really well. And it's nice to see her get into the rim and finish. Lily's always been a great attacker, and she's shooting that outside shot more this year so far, which is awesome. And it's been great to watch Sarah Quinlan. She's the only one who's really in a tough position where I'm asking her to play out of position just because of what our personnel is. But as a senior, she's someone that we can rely on, and I know that she will do what her team needs her to do in that space. So she's done a really nice job rebounding, playing tough defense against girls that are taller than her, and putting the ball in the basket.
How have underclassmen been looking up to the seniors from your perspective?
So a lot of them played soccer with them this past fall. So you have that continuity. So even though Sarah is our third senior on this group and Mick, the two of them played soccer, so a lot of these underclassmen just played a season with them. They view them as leaders. They view them as people that they want to look up to. Lily didn't play soccer, but then you still have these other girls who didn't play soccer who are already making connections with her. So you kind of have each of them in their own way finding someone that they can relate to.
How have they looked up to you, those underclassmen?
For the most part, underclassmen keep that distance until the season gets going. From my perspective, I think they're pretty comfortable with me. Ashley played in the clinics this past summer. Ria's played in the clinics, and they both played last year. So I'm not brand new to them. I think they're only underclassmen on our team. Karen is, I haven't actually, and even with Karen, she's in my advisory. So I've gotten to know her outside of basketball as well. So hopefully they're all pretty comfortable right now, and hopefully that grows as the season goes on.
What are you most excited about for this season?
Just seeing what we can do, how long it takes us to get on the same page, how we gel, and in those moments of adversity, how do we respond to them? And seeing that moment of breakthrough where things get hard and we fight through it, that's the moment that as a coach you really look forward to see what that ceiling really is.
Well, good luck, Coach.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back with Captain Michela Giordano.
Welcome to my house. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The walls were closing in. Clearly a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It could help you find a little more breathing room.
I'm here with Senior Captain Michela Giordano. How are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm all right. So, you play basketball, obviously. What do you like about it?
Just like the sport itself is so creative and you can build off of each other. Even when if plays don't work, it's so flexible and just the dynamic of the team too. So that's what I like about it.
How'd you get involved?
When I think I was in 3rd grade and I would watch my sister play, so being the middle child, I was like, oh, I need to follow my sister, so that's what I did.
Talk about the championship game against Arlington, that feeling for you.
It was awesome. It was tough because the atmosphere there, we didn't have a ton of fans, but it didn't really change the fact that it was a big game. And it meant a lot, being undefeated, and it was definitely a big game, so.
And the mask mandate is back.
Yeah.
Do you hate it?
I think it is what it is. There's obviously, it's a heat factor, and sometimes you do get the opportunity to have a mask break, so that definitely helps. But there's not much you can do about it. I'm glad that the rules are regular this season, so we can do those inbound plays and get some opportunities under the net.
Just talk about the undefeated season last year. How'd that feel?
It was great. We didn't have like a ton of games last year, so it's definitely been an adjustment to like get back into that routine where you have 3 games a week or 2 games a week. But I think having that undefeated season last year was definitely a confidence boost for this program. So,
What are your thoughts on having a full season again?
I'm really excited. I played soccer in the fall. So, having like that regular season back felt really good, and I'm excited to have the same thing for this season.
How do you lead the team as one of the captains?
I would say I'm more of a I lead by example. I'm not as vocal as Liv, but yeah, I think just like showing what a leader means to the underclassmen and showing like these are the expectations of our program is huge. So,
How do they look up to you, those underclassmen?
I think just putting the work effort every day, just coming in ready is a huge part of preparing for the game and competing. So,
I'm sure no fans last year was a bummer. Just talk about having them back.
yeah, it's exciting that we can like fill the stands this season. Definitely last year was tough with none, but we did get the opportunity to have like a couple parents for a couple games, which they were always hyping us up, which is nice. But just the atmosphere back is definitely such a positive thing. So,
What strategies do you take before games, personally?
I like to listen to some music, get in the right headspace, I think is big. Also, like just watching the game before and you really get into the game, like you want to play. Like you're like when I watch basketball games or whatever game I'm watching, I'm like, oh, I want to play now because it's just such an exciting atmosphere. So,
Talk about working with Coach MacKay.
it's been good. I've been on the team for 3 years, and I don't know. She's always like motivating us and pushing us at practice, and I enjoy being pushed to the point where like I feel like I'm working hard and I'm getting better every day. So it's definitely a good experience.
What do you like about the rest of the coaches?
We have our new coach, Coach Rasso, this year, and I worked with her in soccer, and she's been great. She's such a just a positive person to have in a program, and she's always helping us. Like she helped me with my college essays, which I really appreciate. So she's that person that I can talk to off the field or off the court, and she's huge in our program. So.
Do you know where you are heading to college?
No, I have no idea.
Do you have any places in mind?
I'm looking at California. I'm like applying to like 20 schools, so like we'll see.
Other side of the country, okay. Do you plan on playing in college?
Possibly soccer, but that's depending on where I get in. So, yeah.
What are you gonna miss from Coach MacKay?
I think just like having just that competitive atmosphere every day is something that I really enjoy. And if I don't play in college, I'll definitely miss that in a program. So, yeah.
What are you gonna hope to take away from this season?
I hope to this is definitely a season where we're growing a lot. We have a new program, so I really want to help build the confidence of our younger players and just make sure that our program's on the right foot for the next year.
Thank you, Michela.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be right back with Captain Lily Sturdevant.
What if one day you went to your secret hiding place and instead of what you came for, you found this? What would you do? The truth is, all drug use comes with risk. Before drugs take their toll on you and your family, know that there is help. You can quit. If you or someone you love is struggling with drug use, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, or go to samhsa.gov/knowtherisks.
I'm here with senior captain Lily Sturdevant. Lily, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm alright. So, you play basketball.
Yes.
What do you like about it?
Just the team, together. I've noticed that in every team, it's become like a sisterhood to me, especially because, I don't have siblings, so, I rely on, playing basketball to, form that sisterhood.
Mm-hmm. How'd you get involved?
When I was in elementary school, just, playing rec and then travel and then going into high school.
Talk about the championship game last year against Arlington.
Very exciting. It's nice to see how much, we've all grown, how much the seniors got excited and even, on the bench, how, hype we were for them and, even like on and off the court, like we know we all have a role.
So you guys went undefeated. Just the feeling of undefeated must feel great.
Yes, so I went undefeated for basketball and then for lacrosse, so it's like both like combined was very good.
The mask mandate is back, which must stink. Did you mind the mask?
It's like tough sometimes because going from mask and then not into mask for like outside sports and then back into it, but like it's not that bad.
What are your thoughts on having a full season again?
I'm very excited to finally get back into it.
How do you lead the team, being a captain?
Definitely modeling. I'm not that vocal as Liv, but like I definitely want to like show them because I've been in that position before, like being the only freshman or like just a freshman and like being nervous, so I know I can be there for them.
How do the underclassmen look up to you?
Definitely like just through like showing them like what to do or if like they ever need anything, like to know that I'm there for them.
So fans weren't in the stands last year, now they are. Does that feel great?
It's good to like feel like all the hype that they give. Like it was really weird like not having anyone there, but
What strategies do you take before the games?
definitely like putting my phone away or just like listening to music just to like calm and like not have any distractions.
Talk about working with Coach MacKay.
I like that like she knows like when to be fun and like know when to push us. Like you know when it's time to like be serious and like get into like the game.
What are some of the things she brings to the table for the team?
She definitely knows like when to push us. Like she knows like there's a part like to everyone on the team and like she like knows it and like.
What do you like about the rest of the coaching staff?
I actually haven't gotten to know like the JV coach yet, but she seems very nice.
Are you planning on going to college next year
Yes.
and playing basketball?
If I get the opportunity to.
Do you have any place in mind?
Not yet.
Well, thank you, Lily. Let's check out this month's Player Spotlight featuring junior captain Alyvia Pena.
Hi, I'm Alyvia Pena, and this is BNEWS Sports Hub Player Spotlight. Not having fans like is a big thing, kind of, because it's like you lose that kind of energy from like your supporters and stuff. But our team really helped out with that. Lots of energy we lost from the stands. We hyped each other up on the bench. We hyped each other up at practice. We were there for each other always. Ever since my freshman year, I kind of like stayed vocal on the court, on and off the court. Now I'm definitely going to be more vocal than I was because I felt as though as an underclassman, not really like my place, but now as an upperclassman, I think I'm gonna start to take more charge of being vocal and really help out the team when they need it.
So Liv's our only returning starter. She's already a two-time All-Star coming into her junior year. She's going to have to do a lot for us this year, not just in terms of on the floor, but already seeing her being really vocal. She's taking the time to point things out to younger kids and new players, just making sure that we're all on the same page. She's going to lead us in every way possible. She's a true facilitator and she's a true leader.
I always wanted to compete against my brother, as everyone knows. My brother Kyle, he played basketball, football, and baseball, so I followed him in those footsteps. But I found a real calling to basketball, and I really started to focus on it more because I played for an AU program called Evolution, and I've been there since second grade, and it's a real family over there.
This year we actually don't have a modified season, which is nice. We're back to normal. It's definitely an adjustment for them to get back to having to focus and be physically prepared 6 days a week. And the masks are a little bit more difficult to get used to this year as they all played their fall sports without them. They played AAU and Summer League without them. So just kind of getting back into that rhythm and getting on the same page. But they're doing well. It's just nice to kind of, you're almost starting from scratch with so many new players. More than half the team is brand new, regardless of age, just because of last year. So it's nice to just see each day another piece click into place. We're not far from where we need to be, that we're actually, if we can get that chemistry done, we're going to be a really competitive and maybe a really dangerous team this year in the league.
I enjoy working with these girls too on the court, and it's going to be fun to have it's going to be a fun season this year.
Just making sure that we're being competitive, that we're all on the same page, making sure that defensively we're communicating. I think the communication piece is going to be really important this year. Again, with the masks on, now with fans, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be harder for them to hear each other, to hear me from the sideline. So just making sure that if we're over communicating, then we all know what's going on, and that helps everything else kind of fall into place.
I am here with junior captain Alyvia Pena. Alyvia, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm all right. So, you're playing basketball, obviously. What do you like about it?
I like that it's a team sport. Like, you play with your team and you, like, work well together. You really, like, bond over it.
How'd you get involved?
I got involved because my brother used to play at a program called Evolution. And then when he went to one of their practices, I just was shooting around. And then they started a program for the girls because it used to be only boys. And then I've been playing since I was in, like, 2nd grade.
So last year you guys won against Arlington. Just talk about that real quick.
It was definitely the best game of this, like, my life. Like, that was so, like, it was just a great, exciting moment to, like, be there with, like, my team and, like, work for that win.
So you went undefeated too. Just the feeling of undefeated has to feel great, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, every game it was kind of scary, like, going into it. It was, like, you never know, like, the outcome. You never know if you're going to have a good game. You never know if you're going to have a bad game. Like, it was just, like, but we worked so hard to win every game. And we really deserved that outcome.
So the mask mandate is back. So just talk about having to still wear the mask playing indoors.
I mean, it's really tough, like, playing with the mask. Like, it gets very hot, breathing in and out of it, like, but, I mean, whatever works to stop what's going, like, around.
So what are your thoughts on having a full season again?
I'm so excited. Especially, like, it's nice to have a full season because it's, like, you bond more with the girls. Because a short season, it's, like, we had, like, 2 or 3 practices a week and then a game. And it kind of didn't, like, give us that much time, like, together. Especially with COVID, like, we weren't allowed to really, like, spend that much time in, like, the gym together. So it's, like, now with the 2-hour practices every day a week and games twice a week, it's going to be real fun.
How do you lead the team, being the captain?
I communicate, like, I mean, I'm very, like, good at communicating with, like, the underclassmen. And, like, I really, like to let them, like, tell them to let me know if they have any questions, like, about certain plays or anything.
So fans are back. That feeling must be good, right?
Oh, yeah. It definitely was weird playing without the fans because it's, like, you get energy from your bench and, like, the people on the court, but the fans are a very big part, like, of that energy as well. So, like, without people, like, cheering when you make a big 3, like, or, like, at the Arlington game when we had that big stop and it was just, like, us cheering. I mean, that still feels nice, but a stadium of people, like, screaming, like, that would have been so much, like, it would have been, like, fun.
So what are some of the things you do before the game to prepare?
I like to kind of space out a little bit, like, be on my own time and, like, listen to music and just kind of focus. Like, JV usually plays before us or whatever, like, if we're playing before the boys, like, I like to just shoot by myself, like, but I usually like to, like, sit by myself and just watch the JV game and just really get in, like, my mindset.
So talk about working with Coach MacKay.
I've never had a girl coach before. It's always been my dad and then the Evo coaches. But I honestly, it's nice to work with her. And it's fun because she didn't play the same position as me. So we kind of, like, bounce off, like, each other's, like, point of views.
What are some of the things she teaches the team in general?
She teaches us how to, like, move the ball fast and, like, really, like, get into transition.
like, because we're a fast team. Like, we're really good at transition, and she does a lot of drills for us to get into that transition.
What do you like about the rest of the coaches on the team?
I haven't really talked to like the assistant coach much, but she seems very nice. She definitely is gonna be someone that I'm gonna bond well with.
Where are you headed to college? Do you have a place in mind? I know you're.
I'm not sure yet, but I've definitely been talking to a lot of coaches for college.
Do you plan on playing basketball in college?
Definitely.
Definitely. What are you gonna miss from Coach MacKay after senior year?
Proving her right.
Proving her right about what?
About anything.
Anything.
When me and her always like, it's like a love kind of thing.
Yep.
Like we'll be like, she'll make a comment and I'll be like, no, but I know she's right. But I like to have that little like talk about it. Like.
What do you hope to take away from this season?
I mean, I don't know because we have a few new girls, so I'm not sure what like the outcome's gonna be, but I'm hoping it's gonna be a good season. And I'm hoping to get a good record.
Well, good luck this season.
Thank you.
That's it for this month of BNEWS Sports Hub. I'd like to thank my guest, head coach Pam MacKay, captains Michela, Giordano, Alyvia, Pena, and Lily Sturdevant. I also want to thank you all for watching. I'm Anthony Matos. We'll see you next time on BNEWS Sports Hub.